All right, good morning. Welcome in for another Friday Safety Focus of the Week. It is January 10th. This week's code of conduct is to speak and enact supportly of ECI as a company and of our workers. Ben Dow, you have any words of wisdom for us?
I don't know if they've got a lot of wisdom in them, but I always think that it's good to start with believing in each other and believe in what we have here. I think we got a good thing going. So be positive and try to help each other when you can. And when things go wrong, try to fix them. Do it respectfully and do it in the right forum. Punish in private. If you got to have the tough conversation, try not to have it in the hallway where there's a whole bunch of other people interpreting it in not quite the right way. Seen a little bit of that. It's a little bit frustrating this time of year sometimes. So let's try to all work together to help each other with those things. And that will result in what you just said there about speaking and acting supportively, because we'll be more positive.
Yep.
How's that?
Well said.
A few words.
Say, think before you act.
Yeah, it's all tied together.
All right, so good job this past week, 99 up to 99. Hopefully we do well today. We can get to that 100-day count without a recordable. So let's know we got a big shutdown down south. So let's really focus in with a good JHA each and every day. Think about our hazards and how we're going to control and mitigate our risk out there and try to eliminate those unsafe behaviors and unsafe acts. 17 without our first aid, and then 20 from our last vehicle incident. This week, we wanted to highlight our OSHA logs. We just finalized those this week. We're going to get those posted for February 1st. Again, this is an OSHA regulation, a labor requirement for all places of employment greater than 10 people needs to post these OSHA logs, or the employer's OSHA logs, from February 1st all the way to the end of April. We post these pretty much on all of our bulletin board locations. So 98 engineers drive in operations. There'll be one there kind of across from the copy machine. We'll have one up here in health and safety in the training facility. We'll have one in the admin building in the back hallway. I think we might have a bulletin board going in the engineers building at 99. So we'll post these there. It's just a summary, and it kind of goes over how many types of injuries that you had. No person is on this. It's just more of how many man hours we worked, average number of employees, and then the type of incidents that occurred. If it was like an illness, a hearing loss, a personal injury that's like beyond first aid and things like that. So how did we do in 2024? Well, we had pretty much a lateral year from 23 to 24. Not much really has changed. We had about the same number of recordable injuries. We had about 7 last year. We had 1 more this year, up to 8. The biggest things that we saw in 2024 was lacerations. Those really kind of went up on us. So we had a lot of hand lacerations, fingers and hand lacerations that needed more than just first aid, a lot of stitches. We actually had 3 finger fractures. So those are broken bones. So a total of our 7 of our 8 was just our hands. And it wasn't those soft tissue issues that has been a burden in the past that we had. So we had 7 total hand injuries in 2024, and then we had 1 hernia for overlifting and kind of overdoing it. That's a lot of that's kind of wear and tear. That does kind of happen. We usually see 1 every year or 2 historically throughout the company. So our injury rate going into 2025 is 3.8. The national average is 3.7. So we're average right now. So if we want to excel and really kick ass, we need to do better in 2025 than we did in 2024. We didn't have any OSHA violations, so that's good. We actually never got visited and actually opened up an investigation on any of our projects. From what I'm hearing at the AGC of Vermont, that might change in 2025 as there's a new director of OSHA, and they're trying really hard to meet their requirements. for making site visits on projects. So we'll see. They have a hard time keeping help. So kind of hoping that stays the same. But again, best practices, we'll talk about that and before the really construction season goings of how to handle a OSHA inspection. But for the conversation at hand, we want to try to do better in 2025 than we did to identify where we're putting these guys. And we're going to put a big emphasis kind of on this as really nationally, we see about 7% of our injuries while handling, carrying, or lifting. We're seeing about 90% here at ECI. So we're going to kind of focus in our tasks, safety training and inspections, when Tom and I are on sites to really try to focus in on how we can kind of prevent some of our hand injuries that we're having, if it's crowbars, if it's just different types of tools, just different types of training, administrative controls, to try to eliminate some of these hand injuries that we're seeing, because that will help reduce our OSHA rates, but also keeping people full-time, full duty all the time, not on restrictions, not going to visits, not seeing hand therapists. Because again, there's also those hidden costs with all the treatment needed, but also they can't physically do their full-time job when they're one-handed for a month or so to get their hands all healed up. So it's going to be a big emphasis for us in 2025. I thought I'd share that. And then where everything's being posted, just so we have a good basic understanding of where we're at, and hopefully we can improve on this in 2025.
So,
if
Matt,
there's any questions out there, let us know.
So, Matt, I got a couple things.
Yep.
So, as a company, we only have one OSHA log that summarizes our entire company.
That's correct.
So that's just something to know. We're posting them around, and they're all the same one. Some companies post multiples for their different, if they have different locations that they post to. Like sometimes companies have different factories, right?
That's correct. Yep.
So thing number 2 is a lot of these hand injuries and things affecting hands is concerning. And I think you got the right idea, because we're going to be looking at behaviors and thinking about it before we do it. Just so everyone knows, we spent it was several $1,000s just in 1 month. I don't remember which one it was. I looked at it October maybe, or November, in gloves, brand new gloves. So we don't have a lack of PPE here.
Right.
So that's the last line of defense, and hopefully that number of gloves that we bought helped us to reduce these numbers to where they are. But I think that behavior piece is something to focus on for everybody. Think before you do.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I agree.
Okay.
I'll stop sharing if there's no other further questions. If there's any follow-up questions, feel free to give me a call or write an email or swing up and see us.
Yep.
For the health and safety.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, OSHA log results. So when you get those posted, if anyone has any questions, talk to Matt or Tom. If you need some explanation. So today, and I'll stop sharing in a minute so that we can see at least we can see Mr. Tom Moyer there, because he's not hiding on me. Special guest today is the Classic Mike Moyer Foundation. So they're with us this morning. Hopefully they can tell us a little bit about their mission, what they do. We already kind of know, but I think it'd be nice to hear from them, some of the things that are going on for them. And also, I think they wanted to express gratitude for the donation we came up, which was 1/4 of our $31,123 that we came up with for the 4 charities this year. So that was $7,780.75. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so we can see maybe larger, maybe Tom. I don't know if we can see Tom larger. There we go. Tom, and I think Steve's here too. So go ahead. Let's hear it.
He's there somewhere. So I'll start off for sure, Steve, and I'll give it over to you afterwards. So I would just kind of want to start off, obviously, with a huge thank you.
Oh, where'd he go? Did we lose him, Matt? I think we lost him. Hey, Steve, are you out there?
Yes, I'm right here, Ben.
Can you ad lib? Because I think we just lost your. Did you shut him off?
I do have a blocker on him. It's been working for years. And I'm glad to see it's still
All right.
still in good
I'm
spot.
good. Yeah, sorry about that. So
So-
let me
so
start over here.
I see
Anyway,
how you did it. You got Steve to show up. That's what you did. Either that or he had you shut off. He's still got those technical people working on shutting you down.
I think it's that X in the right hand corner. You're not supposed to hit that.
Oh, okay.
So let's get going here. A huge thank you, obviously, to everybody who provided support to help this donation for our foundation, and also to ECI for making it happen. We have been the recipient of this generosity for multiple years, and the fact that it comes from everybody personally really makes it truly a special thing, because we get a fair amount of corporate donations throughout the year, but this one here is it's the only one. It's a one of a kind, and the fact again that it comes from all of you is truly special. And just take a moment personally to say I appreciate all of you as a coworkers, and value our everyday working relationship. That's a pretty special place to be. Most of you know, as Ben said, what we're all about, but a little quick history of our foundation. For those who maybe don't, our brother Mike lost his life in a construction accident in 2011. And from that, I often say, from that sadness and madness, we created the Classic Mike Lawyer Foundation. We have a two-part mission statement. Our primary mission is to assist families who lose loved ones in worksite accidents. And our secondary mission is to help with unique causes within our communities. We are primarily identified by our first mission, which is to help support families who lose loved ones in worksite accidents, and a really strong tie to construction. Today, I'd like to spend more time talking about our secondary mission statement. And as I mentioned, is to help unique causes within our communities. We left this very loose by design. It literally allows us to help anyone in time of need, and we do it quickly for sure. So we have helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families during difficult times over these last years. That has included things like we've assisted in purchasing 2 handicap vans for young people who become quadriplegics due to accidents, countless assistance for people with severe sickness, financial assistance for final expenses, and the list is just long. It goes on and on and on, and it's something we're all proud of, and it doesn't happen without the support that we get from folks like you. Today, as we sit here, we have surpassed $1 million in support to our communities, and it's all of those have been real needs. We take pride in vetting them and making sure the need is there, and we use your money responsibly to try to make an impact. Recently, just give you one quick this week, last evening, excuse me. This is a tough one, but a family from Bristol, Vermont. Dad's drives a fuel delivery truck. Mom's works in a small office. They got 4 children. One of them, 10-year-old, with ovarian cancer, in the midst of chemotherapy now, all the things that go along with that. So those things come at us. We're able to help. And this one came at us quickly. And I got to say, this is a shout out to our board of directors. I made a motion on this, and in 21 minutes, we had a full unanimous approval to assist this family with $10,000 of financial assistance. And $10,000 doesn't go very far in a situation like this. We know that, but it gives amazing relief in many ways for these families who the mom's not working, can't work for the most part, just to provide groceries and mortgage and whatever else they need. And it goes with no strings attached. They do whatever they feel it best fits their family and their needs. So those things happen because of the support we get from everybody. So additionally, we've taken the initiative throughout the years, and just to reach out without being asked, I guess. During the holiday seasons, we have helped out in a lot of different ways. This year, we provided $10,000 of financial assistance to food shelves in 4 different counties. The angel tags you hear about on the radio, they go crazy. We picked up 25 of those, and our group of volunteers went out and purchased every little thing on every one of those tags for those kids for Christmas, which was great. And one that I've always been proud of is we've done this for 7 or 8 years now. CVOEO, Champlain Valley Office of Economic Opportunity. They've created a Gift of Warmth campaign. And sometimes it's 20 kids or 30 kids or 40 kids, but we literally, there's no top dollar amount, whatever they need, but their employees go out and they purchase for all these kids, top to bottom, what I call it the Gift of Warmth: boots, ski pants, jackets, parkas, hats, gloves, and everything. So, and I'm sure I'm probably missing something there, but again, this doesn't happen without the support we get from everybody. So before I turn over to Steve, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for all you do. It really is appreciated. So thank you very much. Steve, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Tom. Hey, first, I'd like to echo what Tom was saying about the work that we do and the partnership that we have with ECI. It goes back a long ways here. Tom mentioned that, one of our missions is an act of kindness. And when he said that, I was reminded of the very first act of kindness that we had provided to us before we were even the Classic Mike Lawyer Foundation. And that was when we got the bad news that Mike had an accident. Tom at that time was a competitor of ECI, and ECI stepped up and their team stepped up and they took over that job site for Tom and gave Tom and our family the room to grieve and to recover from that. So that has never been lost to us. And it is always humbling to us. To think that that was truly the first act of kindness that started this whole thing off. So thank you all for that. And all these years later, 15 years later, it still brings tears to my eyes to know that people just did the right thing and helped us all out and when we needed it the most. And that's kind of the spirit that we try to bring forward to the other folks that we have the opportunity and a great honor to assist out there. So thank you all for that. Like I said earlier, we're humbled and so proud to be working with a group like yours. It's year in, year out. You guys step up to the plate. You support our cause, and you bring people to us that need help. And for that, we're very grateful and ask that you keep us in mind when you run across folks that need that kind of help. So I could talk about this all day, Ben, but whenever we see you, we'll take the moment to thank you all in person for the wonderful things that you do and for the wonderful relationship that we've created over the years. I would end this with a huge congratulations on the ECI team for becoming an employee-owned company. That is a big deal and very, very good news, and couldn't happen to a better group of folks, as well as big congratulations to Ben. I'm excited for you and your new role. I think, Tom, that means that maybe he'll buy breakfast one time coming up soon. But we'll get out there and celebrate with you, Ben, for sure. But thank you all again for this support. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you, Steve.
He'll do anything to get out of buying breakfast. Don't do it, Ben. He's
all
buying.
Right, I'll cover breakfast.
You're up.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your words, you guys. And one thing I'll say is thank you for all the times that I have personally brought things to the Mike Lawyer Foundation, because I think 100% of the time that I've found someone in need, or sometimes it's people at work, sometimes it's people that I just have come across. Every time I've always brought it to Tom, and he gets with the group, and you guys have always done something appropriate to help every single time. I don't think I actually am very careful when I come to you guys to make sure I vet it out really well too, because I'm worried that if if I don't vet it out right, you're going to help them anyway, because you guys are just so it's amazing how quickly you guys get people some help when they're in a tough way. So thank you for that. Appreciate. All right, you guys are welcome to watch some or the rest of our meeting if you want. But we're glad you're here. You guys are like family to us. All right, can you see my screen, Matt?
We got it. You can blow it up a little bit if you want, Ben.
I can what?
You can make it like zoom in a little bit.
Want me to zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, it's a little small.
Okay. Let me see if I can zoom into something that makes you more happy. I don't want to get too big. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, Mr. Burns, are you out there?
You hear me?
Yes. We've
How's
got
it going?
some yard news and a couple words from Mr. Burns. Keep
Yeah,
it clean,
first of
Mr. Burns.
First of all, Steve, don't plan on Ben taking you to breakfast. It's been like 3 years since I've had one, so probably won't happen anytime soon. Hey guys, one thing for the backyard, and a lot of people have seen an email on this and stuff, but we got 3 dumpsters out there. We got a garbage dumpster beside the road. We got a metal dumpster, and we got a wood dumpster, the red one. And we built a bin beside it with Jersey barriers, and that is going to be for clean wood. And when I say clean wood, clean 2x4s, 2x6s, pallets, stuff like that. If it's got nails in it, that's fine. But the dumpster, the red one, the Myers one, and that's for pressure treated material, plywood, anything that's like heavily painted. And if you got 2x4s with plywood nailed to it, throw it in the dumpster. But we're trying to cut down the cost a little bit to just keep clean wood to the left in that new bin that we built out of Jersey barriers. You'll see it there on the left. And again, that's for clean wood, clean 2x4s, 2x6s, pallets, stuff like that.
Thank you,
Anything,
Scott.
anything we can burn.
And if you got any questions about the lumber, talk to Jim Garvey or Ron Johnson or any of the concrete guys.
They can give me a call too. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but or Scott. But the concrete guys have a stock of the longer lumber, of course, probably things under 2 foot they're not going to want. But if you have a good looking 2x4 or 2x6 and it's of reasonable length, they have their own area out to the left as you go through the gate, and they can help guide you on that too. If it's less than 2 feet, I don't think they're going to want it, but the longer stuff, yeah. Okay, I'll move along here. Just so everyone knows, I won't read all the words, but our winter floating holiday is in effect right now. It runs from January 2nd through March 15th. Everyone here that's on active payroll is going to actually end up receiving it, because at the end of the period, if you don't use it, we're going to pay it to you anyway. But you can use that for a day off anytime during the period from January 2nd, which was last week, through March 15th, and you just put it in on your time card. It's job 14, OH 14, 8 hours of holiday, and then put floating holiday in your time card notes. And the admin staff will know if you've already used it, and they'll probably contact you if you try to use it twice. So a couple of people remembered it and already used it last week, so that's cool. So that's just another little cool benefit that we have. ESOP informational meetings. We became an ESOP as of November 1st, and we had that big kickoff meeting. And Doug Goldsmith and we're going to invite Aaron to join us on some informational meetings, and we'd like to have them in our conference room here at 98. And we're going to have people sign up for them, because we want to have smaller groups so that we can have more conversation and have a more personal experience to give any and all information about the ESOP for people and start helping with education about what it means to be an employee owner. So I've got Erin on board. I called her last night to make sure before I printed this. I know she's listening right now. She's on the meeting. I've got her direct line and her email listed here so that you guys, whoever wants to start getting lined up for those Wednesday meetings at 2 o'clock, please contact Erin and she'll set us up with, our roster for each week. Okay, now, Erin, are you on? Can you hear me?
I am, Ben. Can you hear me?
I can. I think we can hear you. I was going to have
Excellent.
you probably don't have to read the whole
I'll
thing.
give the highlights.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We put this stuff on
so
so you guys can read it all, but go ahead. Erin's got a couple things for us.
Absolutely. So good morning to everybody. Just before I jump into my first announcement, just to say good morning. Thank you all to everyone. If I haven't met you already, it's been a wonderful onboarding experience, and I've really appreciated how welcoming everyone has been. So my big update for this week is that there has been a change to our Cigna health insurance. So if you have any participation and you have any questions about your Cigna coverage in general, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to answer any questions you may have. But the big picture that I wanted to really highlight for everyone is new this year, Cigna is really fully transitioning into their digital ID cards. I've had a few people reach out asking when they can expect their cards to arrive in the mail, and new this year, you are not going to be getting one unless you specifically request to Cigna for them to issue you a physical card. They really are trying to encourage people to use either their app or on their website. You can also access your digital card there. If you're interested in getting a physical copy of your card instead of just the digital one, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about the process for doing so. That link at the bottom of the announcement kind of guides you to the flyer from Cigna, and that should give you, thank you, Ben. So that should give you a QR code that you can just go ahead and scan. It'll take you right to the login page. And I've also,
Oh, yeah.
sorry, did I hear a question? Okay,
Nobody
cool.
No, I think
Shout it out if there is one.
Okay.
So if you have any questions about registering for a Cigna account, if you haven't done so already, or if you're a little confused about the process of navigating to get that physical card, just give me a shout, same telephone and email that Ben gave earlier for the ESOP.
Okay. I'll move to your next.
Thank you.
Here we go. Raffle results.
Yes, so just wanted to kind of close out the old business from last year with open enrollment after talking about Cigna. Thank you so much to everybody for making this open enrollment season really successful. You may be hearing from me within the next couple of weeks, just as we on the admin team finish processing everything, making sure last minute changes were all pushed through, that sort of thing. So please give me a shout back if you hear from me. And we also wanted just to congratulate everybody who won our raffle results that were drawn at the holiday party. We did raffles for both our folks who met that open enrollment deadline of the end of November back in 2024, as well as for everybody who participated in our preventative care rewards program, which we are going to be continuing in the new year. So please stay tuned for more information about what that rewards program is going to look like in 2025.
Cool. Thank you, Erin.
Thank you, Ben. Have a good morning, all.
Yeah, you're welcome. The other thing I did leave on the email is I did leave the results, if you guys are interested, to just make sure that if you have questions about our employee giving, but I have a summary of it in the email, and I'll leave that. I just left that for one more week so you guys could have a summary of our $31,123 plus our $11,000 in closed sales. I mean, it was, when you start adding it up, it's hard to get all the numbers, but I left that in the email for everyone so they could see that. All right, now we're going to go to the project of the week by Ron Johnston. Ron, are you on?
Yep, I'm here. So ECI was approached by Mike Fortuna in 2017 to replace his failing seawall and access to Lake Champlain. Alan worked with Mike and CEA Associates to come up with the final design. The project was several years in planning and was finally started in the fall of 2024. I, Ron Johnson, had worked with Alan in the planning of the work and had the privilege of making it happen in Alan's absence. The project includes a new cast-in-place concrete seawall with decorative stone formliner, and which you'll see in the pictures below. Patio slab, concrete stairs, and a new steel spiral staircase. A large challenge of the project is placing concrete forms and materials down over a 20-foot cliff. The only access from the upper level is an existing 26-inch wide spiral staircase. All the concrete forms, lumber, and rebar was lowered by hand. The concrete was pumped several hundred feet using 3-inch and 2-inch line and our concrete trailer pump. ECI's scope also included rockfall mitigation and rock slope stabilization. The exposed rock beyond the stairs and landing is very shaly and weathered in the higher portion before becoming solid closer to the beach. The slope had been eroding in a reverse batter and posed a hazard to anyone who might be enjoying the beach below. ECI proposed and installed a 32-inch hollow bar rock dowel system with a Teco mesh retaining face. ECI worked with Green Mountain Marine, who delivered our equipment to the beach and rented us their long reach excavator, which our shop upfitted with our smaller TEI drill for installing the rock anchors. Access was a challenge for the work as well. The narrow lot, the location of the buildings, and the septic system made drilling top down impractical. Another challenge was the property line ran down the slope just outside the worst part, so the limits of our treatment efforts were smaller than what would have been ideal. The remaining work, including the steel spiral staircase, the concrete patio, will be completed this spring to be used and enjoyed this summer. We also had some changes, but so the pictures, this is kind of the start after we cleaned the ledge off. You can see the pieces of the stairs. So that's the ledge was we had to form all to this ledge. So in the pictures you'll see the guys did a fantastic job.
It looks like some ancient structure on a planet that's not ours.
Yeah, it does. Has a lot of cleaning that ledge out. This is a picture right by the existing stairs. For the new stairs, you can see how Paul and his crew, they kind of they chipped out the ledge to kind of make steps for our forms, because it was just, we set our forms right on the ledge, pinned right to the ledge. So this thing's not going to go anywhere. This is kind of just a picture of the footing before we poured it. You can see the rebar, it was quite a fancy little footing. This picture I just wanted to kind of show, we did like a decorative stripping on the forms for the footer, just to kind of make it look a little decorative, as it's going to be exposed at some point. This is our footing that is poured. You can see we broomed the outside to dress it up, and then obviously the wall will go there where the rebar is sticking up. Just a quick picture of our forms, which I've never seen this done. And Paul and his guys there, Paul did this. He ran rebar and tied it to the forms, and that will help keep the radius true radius, instead of bumping out in spots where we really didn't want it, instead of using a radius whaler. We didn't know what the radius was.
I see the form liner up at the top behind.
Yep, that's the form liner up at the top.
Which will produce this.
And just keep in mind, all these forms had to be lowered down. That like I said earlier, you couldn't go down the staircase with them being a spiral staircase. So everything was handed down and lifted back up.
Wow, you got weep holes in the bottom of that too, I see.
Yep.
Beautiful. Wow.
Next picture.
That's pretty cool. What's this?
Yeah, you can see the cardboard, you know, the guys did a great job putting cardboard, trying to protect the footing so we didn't, you know, get concrete splattered on it, because it is all going to be exposed at some point.
Yep. You want to go down to the, get a barge here. See it, Ron?
Nothing's,
Ben, your screen's not moving the pictures. We're still on the form picture.
yeah.
Oh. Let me unshare and
Yeah, I thought I was on lag. I was like, what's going on?
No.
Did we lose Ben? Is he frozen?
I don't know. He's frozen up.
Can you take over, Matt?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. I just didn't have it highlighted. All right, we were.
Yeah, keep going, keep going. Next.
There
Okay,
we go.
so,
Okay,
so this is the picture. This is the
Sorry about
picture
that,
of the
guys.
wall done.
It's all good, Ben.
You see that? That looks pretty amazing.
It was all done by hand when I was doing the site visits. Paul was kind of like, you know, we didn't really quite have plans. A lot of this was done by eye.
Yeah, this is
Very
actually just,
impressive.
you know, I went down and I knew kind of
Working up to
what
that
we
one.
had, and
Yeah.
so we just kind of
when did it
drew a
start?
line and said, "Here, Paul, build this," and he
Yeah.
did.
It's pretty impressive. Next
So
one.
the next picture that I'll show, this shows the stairs
Wow.
coming down on the side where we did with form liner. It just the guy is very, very happy. Mike is very happy with the outcome. Now the patio will go on top of that after. So
Right up in here.
yep, yeah, the patio will go there. You can see the old staircase, which that will be out, and Ben and his crew will be installing the new staircase.
Nice.
This is the barge for the rail crew, the heavy rail crew to do the anchors, which I thought was pretty cool.
Wow, it's tight.
And this is where you know, unloading the equipment. That was the only area where they could get close enough to unload. And they had to walk it down towards us. This is getting ready. You can also see in this picture, we still have some forms up there. The wall where the forms are and in between the two columns, that's all extra work that we're doing for Mike. And it wasn't part of the scope, but it's something necessary. This is the drill looking down. Somebody is standing on top of the top landing looking down. The drill getting ready to drill.
That's that long reach excavator.
The
Ron,
long stick.
and
here's the drill
we
working.
retrofitted, our drill to it.
You can see all the orange dots where Brad and his crew are going to be drilling and installing the anchors. And this, I didn't get a picture. This is the final of the Teco mesh on. We did change out all of the green epoxy plates to just steel plates. So I didn't get a picture down there of that. But.
Ha. 1997.
97.
Yeah,
Who did that one?
Mark Nash and the
Nice.
rest of us helped him. And Alan Pigeon was in charge of that. That's one of the Alperts. there's a spiral staircase inside that that tower that we built out of Griswold precast structures that we got out back. I don't think we paid too much for them because I think there was something that Alan made a deal with Griswold's.
That water
pretty
intake
cool.
line,
I find that
that
hard to
water,
believe.
that water intake line job we featured a month or so ago, the Lake
Yeah.
Core, same family. So,
Yep. Yeah, the Alberts Biotech.
Nice.
Pretty cool. Well, sorry about the technical difficulty on my end, but luckily I got Heath right next door that I can run into. And thanks, Matt, for taking over the screen. And thank you, Ron and Aaron and everyone else and Mr. Burns who contributed. And special thanks to Steve and Tom for being on this morning. So I'll let you take it. I'll let you finish up, Matt.
All right, let's have a good, safe day. Let's work together as a team, and let's work safe and have a productive day. If you're watching a group setting, please send over that so we can capture it. And let's have a great one today.
Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you, guys.
Thanks, guys.